Hello, my name is Mrs. Zimmerman, and we are going to practice sounds and putting them into words. And then we're going to practice me saying a word and you breaking it into sounds. So here we go. First one. Lots. Word. Lots. Slip. Word. Slip. Rust. Word. Rust. Step. Word. Step. Good. Now I'm going to say the word and you're going to break it into the sounds. Word. Tops. Tops. Word. Spin. Spin. Word. Just. Just. Word. Left. Left. Good work. Now we're going to look at some graphemes and you're going to say the sound of the grapheme when you see it. I'll repeat it after you so you can check your response. Ah, I, ah, s, or z. D, k, g, b, k, r, l, w, j, y, x, w, z. Good work. You need a whiteboard, marker, eraser, or a piece of paper and a pencil. I'm going to say the sound. You're going to write the grapheme as quickly as you can. Ready? Ah. I. Ah. There are 3 answers. R, l, w, j. And maybe you also know that. Good job. Y, x, qu, z. 2 answers. Z. Good work. We're going to practice blending sounds to read words. I'm going to write a letter. You're going to say the sound. We're going to take turns blending it and then reading the whole word. I might do it 2 different ways just so we can practice reading in whole word chunks. Here we go. Sound. Sound. Blend. Sp. Sound. Blend. Sound. T. Blend. Word. Spit. Sound. 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 If. Blend. sli, sound, t, blend, word, slit, sound, s, sound, blend, sound, blend, sound, d, blend, word, slid. Okay, now I'm going to change it just a little bit. I'm going to write the whole word. We're going to look at the vowel, I, and we're going to read the whole word. Slip. Same thing, find the vowel. I, read the whole word. Lip. Vowel, read the whole word. Lap. Find the vowel. Read the whole word. Clap. Vowel, read. Flap. Vowel, read. Word, flag. Okay, let's do some more of that blending sound by sound. Here we go. Sound, ooh. Sound, ah. Blend. Sound, blend. Word, lag. Sound, sound, blend. Sound, blend. Word, rag. I'm going to change that word a little bit, so I'm going to switch. Vowel, word, rags. I'm going to skip to the end here. Back to finding the vowel. Ah. Word, plots. Find that vowel. Ah. Word, slots. Last one. Find that vowel. Word, spots. Good work. Today we are going to review short vowels in words with consonant clusters. Remember, our mouth muscles are looser or more relaxed when we make short vowel sounds. Ah, I, ah, eh. To read longer words with short vowels, we still say each sound. Watch me. R, st, rust. Watch me again. S, e, n, d. Send. Your turn. The short vowel A spells a like in the beginning of the word apple. A can come in the middle of a word, like in clap and glad, or at the beginning of a word, like in the word ask and as. When A comes before the consonants M and N, the sound changes, like in the word slam. It becomes a little whiny. Clam. and land. The short vowel I spells I, like in the beginning of the word itch. I can come in the middle of a word, like in skip and grin, or at the beginning of a word, like in the words is and in. The short vowel O spells ah, like in the beginning of the word octopus. O can come in the middle of a word, like in spot and drop, or at the beginning of a word, like in the words on and ox. The short vowel U spells like in the beginning of the word up. You can come in the middle of a word, like in snug and just, or at the beginning of a word, like in the words up and us. The short vowel E spells like in the beginning of the word edge. E can come in the middle of a word, like in help and left, or at the beginning of a word, like in the words elf and end. When I circle that sound, I want you to say it. Apple, what sound? Itch, octopus, up, edge, watch me read these words. Must, must, and bent. Now it is your turn to read the following words. Let's read them together. Cats, last, hand, fits, lift, slip, lots, spot, drop, runs, jump, dust, end, best, step. Watch me spell. My turn. Jump, j, mm, jump. My turn. Step, st, step. Now it is your turn to spell the next word. Flat. Say the sounds in flat. At. Check mine. Make sure your word looks like my word. Word spin. Say the sounds in spin. S, I, n, spin. Make sure your word looks like my word. The word stop. Ah. Make sure your word looks like my word. The word just. Say the sounds in just. J, s, t. Make sure your word looks like my word. Last one. The word left. Say the sounds in left. L, e, t. Word left. Hello, I'm getting my board ready. 1 minute. If you have magnetic letters, these are the magnetic letters that you will need to build words. If you do not have magnetic letters, you could use a piece of paper and a pencil. But word building is a very important part of making sure our sounds of our letters that we're saying when we want to read them or spell them are matching sound or matching the letters themselves with the grapheme. So I'm going to say a word and we're going to build that word. First word, snap. I hope you have snap. Now we're going to change snap to snip. Now we're changing snip to slip. Now I want to change the S to an F. What's my new word? Flip. Excellent. Change the I to an O. What's my new word? Flop. Super. Take away the, and my word is lop. Excellent. Change the P to a T. What's my word? Locked. Change the A to an E. What's my word? Let. Change L to B. What's my word? Change bet into best. Great. Change best into bust. Change bust into just. Change just into rust. I'm going to change the U to an E. What's my word? Rest. Change the R to a W. What's my word? West. Okay, I'm going to tell you a whole sentence. Your job is to write that sentence on your whiteboard or piece of paper. So the first sentence, hold on to it. I held the flag. Let's say it together. I held the flag. One more time. I held the flag. Go ahead and write it on your board. Check your work. Uppercase at the beginning. I held, the flag. Check your punctuation at the end. I hope you had good spaces between your words. Okay, next sentence. I have to get a tent. Say it with me. I have to get a tent. Let's say it one more time. I have to get a tent. Let's check. I have to get a tent. Capital or uppercase. Punctuation. Spaces between my words. Let's read it together. I have to get a tent. Here's the last sentence. The frog was in the pond. Let's say each word. The frog was in the pond. Let's say it one more time. The frog was in the pond. Let's check. The frog was in the pond. Check for your capital, punctuation, and spaces in the middle. Let's read it. The frog was in the pond. Hello. If you enjoyed this video and found it to be purposeful practice for your child, let us know. Send your child's teacher a note or email asking them for another lesson. Take care. Hello. If you enjoyed this video and found it to be purposeful practice for your child, let us know. Send your child's teacher a note or email asking them for another lesson. Take care.